Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. And this is Sloane Manuscripts from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey. Sloane Manuscripts. There are 3 copies of the old constitutions which bear this name. All of them were found in the British Museum among the heterogeneous collection of papers which were once the property of Sir Hans Sloane. The first Sloane manuscript, which is known in the museum as number 3848, is one of the most complete of the copies extant of the old constitutions. At the end of it, the date is certified by the following subscription. It was published for the first time from an exact transcript of the original by Brother Huon in his Old Charges of the British Freemasons. The second Sloane manuscript is known in the British Museum as number 3323. It is in a large folio volume of 328 leaves, on the flyleaf of which Sir Hans Sloane has written, "Loose papers of mine concerning curiosities." There are many manuscripts by different hands. The Masonic one is subscribed thus with the date and name of the writer, and this fixes the date. It consists of 3 leaves of paper, 6 inches by 7.5, is written in a small, neat hand and endorsed Freemasonry. It was first published in 1871 by Brother Huon in his Masonic sketches and reprints. The Reverend Brother A.F.A. Woodford thinks this an indifferent copy of the former one, but this seems unlikely. The entire omission of the legend of the craft, from the time of Lamech to the building of the temple, including the important legend of Euclid, all of which is given in full in the other manuscript, number 3848, together with a great many verbal discrepancies and a total difference in the 18th charge, would lead one to suppose that the former manuscript never was seen, or at least copied, by the writer of the latter. On the whole, it is from this very omission one of the least valuable of the copies of the old constitutions. The third Sloane manuscript is really one of the most interesting and valuable of those that have been heretofore discovered. A portion of it, a small portion, was inserted by Findel in his History of Freemasonry, but the whole has been since published in The Voice of Masonry, a periodical printed at Chicago in 1872. The number of the manuscript in the British Museum is 3329, and Brother Huon places its date at from 1640 to 1700. But he says that Messrs. Bond and Sims of the British Museum agree in stating that it is probably of the beginning of the 18th century. But the Reverend Brother Woodford mentions a great authority, Walbran, on manuscripts who declares it to be previous to the middle of the 17th century. Findel thinks it originated at the end of the 17th century, and that it was found among the papers which Dr. Plott left behind him on his death, and was one of the sources whence his communications on Freemasonry were derived. It is not a copy of the old constitutions, in which respect it differs from all the other manuscripts, but is a description of the ritual of the Society of Free Operative Masons at the period when it was written. This it is that makes it so valuable a contribution to the history of Freemasonry, and renders it so important that its precise date should be fixed. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe and comment, and if you can please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.